Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Facebook Live at Croydon Vision. I'm your host, Daniel, your new Engagement Wellbeing Officer. I'm joined by Christine to my left and G to my right, and we're here to talk about movies and have a bit of fun with a movie chat and quiz. So we're going to talk about our favourite movies, which we love, and just have a loose-based discussion and chat and a quiz open to you guys at home. We've got popcorn by our sides, which is always a nice movie treat to have. We'll be giving you a virtual popcorn bowl or bag for our movie winners quizzes. So yeah, you get those right. So I'm going to talk about, I think it's one of those movies that everyone knows. But for me personally, it's one of my favourites. It's just something that really touches on hope, redemption, and faith, but also a good buddy movie. It's something that we can all kind of relate to in regards to struggles maybe that we might be having, but there's an optimism and hope behind it. You all know it as the Shawshank Redemption, 1994, starring Morgan Freeman and Tim Robbins. So a famous movie back in the days. Well, a quick synopsis of what the film's about. So, Andy Dufresne is a wife-killing banker, so supposedly. He's being wrongly imprisoned for killing his wife in, I believe, 1940s America, the Great Depression at that time. He has contested his innocence. However, the evidence is overwhelming. He was at the scene with a loaded gun, at the actual where he caught his wife and lover having a bit of fun, so he was really quite taken aback with that. He had an intention, presumably, of wanting to obviously kill them, but lo and behold, they did get killed, murdered. So he was imprisoned for that because the evidence was overwhelming. He came to Shawshank Redemption, which is a prison out there, and he meets for the first time Otis Red, the fixer, the guy who can get anything. And every prison seems to have one of these guys who can swap a few things for contraband, and smuggle those in. So he was that guy who was very inquisitive about Andy when he first came to Shawshank Redemption. He had a bit of an air and grace about him that he would sort of stroll around, with a carefree attitude, but yet he's in a high security prison, which was kind of a strange thing. He'd walk around the prison yard, lackadaisical, maybe because he was innocent at the end of the day, and that's how
he had a swagger around him?
He did, yes, that air and grace, that kind of, not pompous attitude, but certainly something that was more, I'm here to sort of be here, but I'm not here,
Yes.
He kind of just got about, and Otis Redding, who's Morgan Freeman, took a shine to him. He was like, this guy's different. I want to find out a bit about him. So as the weeks went on, certainly, Andy came up to Morgan Freeman and says, I understand you're a guy who knows how to get things. And then Morgan Freeman was, yes, certainly, I'm one of those guys. What do you need? And if I get in trouble, I don't know yet. That classic line. And so the movie kind of revolves around Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman developing this sort of friendship, a buddies movie in that regard. But also Andy Dufresne, Tim Robbins, wrestling with the fact that there's a lot of obstacles against him in regards to being in prison and how he has to survive that in the best way he can. And he's very adaptable. So, for example, he starts doing a rock collecting, sort of a shaping activity with all the stones that he finds around the prison yard. Makes them into chess pieces and draft pieces. He happens to get some funding from the warden, who's quite ruthless and corrupt. He ends up building a library for the members, and the members the prisoners the inmates were not so much into books, they were more into music, and they wanted a pool table, but he tried to expand their knowledge with a bit of culture. As the movie unfolds, it's just one of those things where there's a great twist, like anything in any movies. You don't see this coming towards the end, but the lead up is so progressive where you feel Tim Robbins' character has really been beaten down by the system, but yet he has hope. He forms a friendship with all Morgan Freeman and some other fellas there. The idea is that Morgan Freeman also in the process grows But initially he went there for murder as a young man, and he'd spent 40 years. Every so often, maybe 10, 20 years, he was getting rejected by the parole board. And naturally you get frustrated, you're so institutionalised in that system. Also, there was another older chap who's Brooke Hadlin. He was a resident librarian. Andy Dufresne helped him out. He also helped him with the library. And Brooke Hadlin went out, finally got free. But before he was being given parole, he was so scared to sort of go out into the big bad world. He tried to sort of find ways to break his parole, stay in. Which in effect was kind of this system of what the movie was trying to say, how you're indoctrinated by the system, but there is freedom, there is another world out there. And fundamentally, it was about redemption, finding yourself. And for me personally, the movie touched on a lot of aspects of perhaps faith, but also encouragement, friendship, the survival. And when I won't give away the ending, but the process of
please don't, because I need to watch it again.
Oh yeah.
You ruined it for me. I'm gonna watch it.
No, I'm not gonna say but the thing is, it's one of those movies where you do have to rewatch it and kind of just have that enjoyment and fun. And
but then you know what's gonna happen at the end. You just
but no, I'm not gonna spoil the ending.
Right.
But just watch it and just those movies which give you those amazing twists, Christine and G, where you end on and everyone out there, they're just kind of
and then you're glad you watched it.
Yeah,
For the end.
and sometimes you have to watch it again to kind of process what was happening, because you might have missed something. And it's one of those movies. And a fun fact about Shawshank: it was pitted against Forrest Gump in 1994. Shawshank was nominated for 7 Academy Awards. It didn't win any of them.
No.
Forrest Gump cleaned the board. It won Best Actor, Best Movie, a few other technical things, but. And that was always the debate. Why did Shawshank get snubbed at the '94 Oscars? It's considered a fan favourite, but also a technical achievement, if you like. Everyone has their favourite movie, but for me personally, it's mine. I love the score. I love the production. I liked how, it really captured that 40s, that transition from time. Because you see time within it. Yeah. It starts in the 1940s and sort of ends mid-60s. And it just showcases equality as well. Because our central figure was African American and there was a white American chap, but there was no boundaries as such, and I think that was really beautiful about the film. A friendship, which is a kindred friendship, which sort of carried its way right the way throughout the movie. Throughout a variety of different obstacles. I think we can all kind of relate to that.
Most definitely.
So as a movie, certainly I'd give it, in my opinion, a 5-star. I mean, if you think of top 10 lists, that would be on there. Everyone's different.
Have you watched it?
Oh my goodness, quite a lot of times actually. I watched it yesterday, viewers.
Oh, no.
2 hours, 20 minutes. Was falling asleep. I had some sugar. I wish I had a few more cupcakes to tell you, to keep me up for that one.
It's not a short one.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. It was just one of those movies that it stays with you, and there's a lot of conversations you can have.
When you've seen it, you can remember it.
Yeah,
yes, I will watch that again sometime.
Definitely, yeah.
Funny enough, I do the book. I've read the book.
Oh yes, of course.
But the book is very good. As most books are better than the movie, but that book is apparently very good too.
It is, yes. And do you know who wrote the book?
No.
Well, that's a question to our viewers. Okay. But I'll tell you the title of the book. It was called Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. That's not on our quiz, by the way. That's just a bit of fun there. But who wrote the book? Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. The movie was directed by Mike Darabont, I believe. But also, who directed it? Just so that's another one.
We're throwing out some questions.
Yeah. But speaking of questions, we're going to now go to Christine, who is joining us today. Is one of our members and volunteers sometimes with Sue's group as well, and sort of Keep Fit you do, and you do some languages. Can you tell us a little bit about, you do French sometimes, don't you? No, sometimes I've seen you once in there. It's a Keep Fit,
dancing, Keep Fit,
yes, that's right.
And the social.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
So Christine, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you love about films, and then introduce a little quiz for us? Is that okay?
A little bit about myself. I'll try and keep it brief. I came to Croydon Vision around about 1997, having been diagnosed registered blind, and I take a short break every now and again, but still come back to Croydon Vision. I like the dancing, the keep fit. I'm a people person, so I like mixing with people.
Brilliant. And your love of movies? Tell me about that.
Oh yes, the love of movies. Well, I think because of my eyesight, if I want to watch anything, for instance on the television, I have to get a buffet, take it up to the television, and then get my nose close to the television. And I've got a fairly wide screen and the audio description, but you still can't get the real picture. But I found with movies, and especially musicals now, I like the music, and you don't necessarily have to see the whole picture to get the story, because usually so much is told by the music. And if I go to the theatre, I prefer to see musicals. If it's a play, I now tend to fall asleep because you can't see what's happening on stage. I haven't snored yet, that wants to come. But that's why I like films. DVDs are good because you can put them on, you can pause. I don't go to the cinema anymore. For some reason I find them far too loud.
It can be very loud in the cinema, it can be. The music, some days, especially when you're coming, I always find when you're coming to a climax in a movie, and the music, that's when it's like, does it need to be so loud? It doesn't need to be that loud.
The bass and
it doesn't, because after all of, when that's passed, you find that the movie just goes back down to its normal, you think you don't need all of that. But, hey, I suppose because you're in the movies, they want you to feel like
you need to be
immersed.
Especially when it's action.
Well, they've got the cinemas now. They've got cinemas now with 3D and 4D now. That when you go into the cinema, if something is rocking, you're in the chair and the chair rocks. If it's raining, it will start raining on you. They've got them. They've got them. So you're actually getting
the full effect.
The actual full effect of the. It's amazing.
Fantastic. It's real sort of sensory environment.
I mean, you've got to pay a bomb to go and watch all of that. But, if you want that kind of experience, if you want that full experience, then that's what you're going to get.
I wonder what they do, for instance, with a film like Volcano. Where you have the rocks coming down and
the lava.
Yes.
Coming out.
How they would cope with that?
I suppose they would. I suppose with these people they would come up with something. They would have smoke coming in from somewhere.
Definitely that kind of sensory sensation. You can lift your hands out and certainly look.
Maybe just feel.
They're very clever now the way out of what they can do now. Going to the cinema is not like going to the cinema.
It's a real experience.
It's a real experience. I mean, it's like now you go to the cinema now, like how it was before. You would sit down in your chair. Now you can actually go to the cinema, sit down in a leather seat, and recline it right back. You can actually recline them now. They're actually cinemas where you can recline your seats.
So thanks for that, Christine. So we're going to go into our questions now. So if you could, tell the viewers the questions. You've got 5 of them, I believe.
I've actually got 3.
Oh, 3 is good.
There requires more than one answer.
Interesting.
Yes, you'll get the gist as we go along.
So if you could repeat the question twice, and then we'll wait for afterwards. So when we wrap up, we'll do 3 separate questions, and we'll say the answers at the end. So please, if you've got a spare sheet of paper, write them down, or your phone, and please don't put the answers in the comments, but tally up your score at the end, if that's okay. So I'll hand it over to Christine for your quiz.
Thank you.
On the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's based on a Stephen King novel.
That's correct,
And
yes.
apparently Stephen King didn't like the movie.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose novelists like Stephen King can be quite particular. It's like his baby, isn't it? So certain things might
The
not be
movies
added.
tend to kind of stray a bit from the films to make it more
It's interesting, yeah.
And the director is Frank Darabont.
Ah, Frank Darabont, there. I knew it was beginning with you. Thank you for that, guys. Who gave us those comments there, G? Sorry, Oliver.
Catherine Glenn gave us the.
Glenn and Catherine. Thank you there, Glenn and Catherine.
Well done.
Excellent. 2 points of virtual. Well, actually, you're here in the building, so you can grab some popcorn. Can't you? You can come down. Right, Christine. Fire away.
Right.
Okay.
So my questions are based on the number 7.
Right.
No particular reason. So the first question is, can you name the 7 dwarves from Snow White and the 7 Dwarves? So again, these are based on the number 7, so they require 7 answers.
Okay.
And the first one is to do with Snow White and the 7 Dwarves.
Okay. So can you name those 7?
And you named those 7.
I had them all written down.
No, I'm just saying. You got the answers.
Believe it or not, I forgot one of them.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And I couldn't think of it. No way. I thought, who's missing?
Yeah.
You know, you go through and you think, oh, no.
That's a
So
great
in the
question.
end, I had to ask my Echo,
Okay.
and she told me,
There you go.
and I then had to go and update my list.
Excellent. So we're using tech to get where we need
Yes,
to be
yes,
with
yes.
movie questions. I like that,
I
Christine.
think a lot of people think naming. I mean, we'll see how everybody gets
Yeah.
on, but it's not as easy as it sounds.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I think people will name the ones that they know.
But it's those other 4,
But
maybe.
it's
They
those
might
other 4, it's like-
And initially, when the first film was made, which I think was in 1934,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
the dwarves didn't have names. They were given things like Zip, Zap, Zo.
Okay.
There was not a known
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which I thought was interesting.
So it was only later on?
Yes.
Later on after the movie, and then they named them all
Ah,
the names. Okay.
Yeah.
right. Moving on to your second
Second
question.
question. I was very sad to hear this week of the passing of Sean Connery.
Yes.
Very sad.
Yes,
No,
very
it's
sad.
Very sad.
Connery
Very
fan.
sad.
I thought he
Fans,
was. I thought he was the best.
He was James Bond.
Yeah, he was.
He was James Bond.
Just that smooth Scottish
Yeah,
accent.
he was nobody.
What he used to say, bunny penny.
Yeah, no, he was the best
Yeah.
James Bond.
Yeah. And he had all sorts of jobs, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
All sorts.
Quite versatile.
Yeah. He done a lot of jobs. He did.
Yeah.
He done a lot of jobs.
I believe he started as he had a trial as a footballer to begin with, didn't he?
He was-
Scottish team.
He was a milkman.
A milkman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A coffin shiner.
Coffee in China. Yeah. Then people.
Yeah.
We might be giving away some of the answers here to your question about it.
Have no fear. Have no fear.
People are like, what was Sean Connery's first job?
So we have a member, Mary.
Oh,
She
yeah.
loved the Bond movies with Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Fingers from Russia with Love.
Oh, excellent.
Watched them in cinemas in the 60s and later on TV.
Amazing, thank you, Mary.
And now they're just talking about Star Wars. I'm joining in the conversation.
Oh, right, good.
Very good.
Well, we'll get back to this question. So tell us, Sean Connery, what's this one about?
Well, this particular one is, can you name the 7 actors that have played James Bond?
What a fantastic question.
Oh,
That's hard.
That,
Oh my goodness.
that is a good one. I'm gonna know. Okay.
love it.
Obviously, that is not including Roger Moore.
Although you,
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Ah.
7 actors.
Yeah, all right.
keep,
That's the first one, yeah.
you're giving them one of 7 there.
Okay.
That's the only clue.
That's the only.
That's the only
Yes.
clue.
Okay.
And one of the actors, as I understand it, he was the only actor on this list who got married in a James Bond film.
Oh.
And sort of like 12 hours later, the wife was killed.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I think I remember that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Don't say the actor.
No. I think he's the only one I can't remember.
Yeah. But
And
no,
I think he's on, and if I remember correctly, I believe he only played one.
yeah.
Yes, I think that's so.
Oh yes, yes. I think I know who this is now. It's kind of clicked. Yeah. But
There's also
Question 2, is it including the original Casino Royale?
the what's it?
Oh.
Original Casino Royale movie, so any James Bond.
Oh, yeah. So seven actors who played it.
Seven
Yeah.
actors
Yeah.
who
In the
played
last.
any James
Yeah.
Bond.
Yeah. Would that be right? So
Yes.
all of them that
Yeah.
in the back catalogue of all the James Bond films.
Yes.
Yeah. Up to the present day and when they started.
yes,
Okay, right.
yes.
Right. Moving on to your.
My third and final question. As you can see, this is why I only needed 3 questions. Elizabeth Taylor,
Yes.
who I always thought was a beautiful lady on screen.
Yeah.
I thought she had the most perfect skin. I think her acting I didn't quite always take to. And of course, the film that she's really best known for, I think, probably Cleopatra, maybe Cats on a Hot Tin Roof, I don't know. But this is a question regarding Elizabeth Taylor. Can you name her 7 husbands?
Wow. Wow.
So can you name Elizabeth Taylor's
7 husbands, yes.
Husband.
Husbands, yes, she's been married 7 times.
And if the Facebook viewers, they know that she was married obviously more than
Yes,
to a particular somebody.
yes.
Oh, so she was married twice or more than 3
Yes.
times? Is that one? Oh,
Twice.
Interesting.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. So that will help the viewers.
Yeah, that'll kind of narrow it down a
Yes.
little bit.
Yes.
I mean, when you hear the names, you think, oh yes,
Yes.
oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're quite distinguished people, maybe
Yes.
in the industry or probably people that are famous or successful. in that
Yes,
respect.
singers,
Yeah.
property owners, fortune hunters at the end.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Question.
Yeah.
Captain the one she married twice?
She did.
She married someone twice.
Yes, that's right. So
Yeah.
out of that
Oh,
7, she was married
interesting.
twice.
Yes.
So you said there's the person count at 2 or just 1?
Well, that will count as, what would that count as?
It's 2 marriages. You
2
can't have one
marriages,
person.
yes.
So,
That's just one husband.
One husband,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Oh, that
that-
makes sense, everyone. Great, thank you for those questions, Christy. That was brilliant.
That's excellent.
And now
Perfect.
we're going to talk just briefly about your movie, if that's okay. Your movie choice of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Again, I think this goes back to my theme of liking musicals.
Yeah.
I've watched the DVD 10 times. I love the music. My greatest regret is never seeing Queen in concert. Really is, because I think apart from Freddie Mercury, who was a showman
Yeah.
in himself, I think the other guys in the band all had their own personalities.
Yeah.
You know, we know Brian May,
Mm.
I can't think of the drummer's name, but
I see that.
That's the question to our viewers. Who's the drummer of Queen?
and as soon as somebody says it, I say, oh yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I can see, I mean, I can see his face.
Because Brian obviously is quite distinguished with that lovely mane of hair, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, he's a very iconic sort of rock star. He's a great guitarist and
Yeah.
a drummer, but Freddie was just that iconic showman, wasn't he?
Yes.
Just had it all. Je ne sais quoi, the panache. The,
Yes.
But,
And
just had it all.
the film was released in
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
And the lead actor won an Oscar
That's
for
right.
his portrayal of Freddie. But it's an interesting story because it does go right back to the very beginning of Freddie's story. He was throwing suitcases about at an airport loading planes.
That's right.
You know, that's where it all started. And of course, he was called some unmentionable names, which I won't say, but he was in fact born in Zanzibar. He was privately educated in India, and then his parents came over to the UK. And Freddie always loved music, and he'd go around all the different pubs listening to music. And I think the reason he had such a good voice was because he could go 4 octaves higher than most people, because he had extra teeth. I don't know whether they were incisors or, but that's what gave him that perfect pitch.
Okay,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And wasn't the actor, he had specific dentures or
Yes.
made for him, right?
Yes.
To sort of replicate and look like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
But wow, his vocal range was phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. It
He
was.
was.
What was he classified as? I mean, he's 4 different ranges, but he could hit most of them: soprano, alto. Could he go tenor as well at times? There's probably some tones in certain songs that he's gone quite low in regards to his musical range, but he's always known for those amazing long notes, right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
He was something else.
Yeah.
He was very good.
What did you feel it was quite a realistic portrayal of Freddie? You know, in terms of it tackled some tough issues. Obviously, he did suffer a bit of racism, of course, quite a lot actually when he first was introduced. But then he's also, effectively coming out, isn't it? Being gay, and then his battle with the introduction of AIDS, of course, at the same time.
Yeah.
So how was that sort of tackled in the movie, or sort of addressed?
It was addressed very well in the movie. I was just going to try and get it in the order that you asked the question.
Sorry,
That's okay. The racial issue, he could quite easily deal with and got over it by his singing.
Yeah. Right.
Racism was prevalent in those days, I think, in pubs and clubs. But the performers just dealt with it by giving a quick answer back and getting on with it. You don't get into a conversation with a racist. As regards the AIDS, I don't think he really gave any thought to it. And it was only when he went to America that he really fell into the trap of, I suppose, the bad gay scene. And he was devastated when he was diagnosed. And I think, again, not very much was known about HIV. It was still just coming to the fore. And I think if he had known more, or had better friends, stronger friends, I'm not saying he wouldn't have got HIV, but I think it may have been delayed, or he may have been able to get help quicker.
And do you feel the film has an element of legacy? Celebrate Queen and Freddie Mercury's work, and a real sort of testament to the band and maybe their perseverances over the decades? Because they split up a few times, didn't they? Split up.
They all took little holidays.
Yeah. They sort of,
including Freddie. I think he was the first one to leave the band. Somebody had convinced him. I think they offered him a $4 million deal to go to the States and make an album. But then he did come back to the band. They were a family. They were all different, but it was just one big family.
Would you recommend this movie in terms of a rating, or?
Out of 5, I would give it 10.
That's a movie you have to go.
That's a movie, so that's what we need to put on the watch list.
Movie name again?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Right, Freddie Mercury. Excellent. What do you think about the direction, the sort of production of the movie? Because there was an infamous scene of Live Aid, right? And how do you replicate that? What year was that? That was
80.
80,
That's
85,
right, so what
86.
was it?
Yeah.
What year was Live Aid?
Yeah.
But you can imagine replicating that Wembley Stadium experience, the classic Freddie Mercury on the piano, sweating buckets in his infamous vest, and certainly being engrossed and projecting himself out to the audience. It was amazing when I saw that how the movie encapsulated that, and the actor.
I think it probably depends on how deep you look at it. You're more into arts, so you probably look at it a bit deeper.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I went over the head of the audience, whether they were there or not. It could have been synergy.
Yeah.
But I was immediately drawn to the stage.
Yes.
I would sit up in my chair or on my buffet to look at the stage.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Queen. Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's good.
Brilliant. Thanks for sharing that. It's one that we'll have to re-watch, I think. Definitely.
I think so. I've been told that movie is pretty good. I haven't seen it before, so yeah.
Because we all know Freddie's songs, obviously, of Queen, and
Of
they're
course.
iconic anthems,
Yeah,
aren't they?
Well, this is it.
Yeah.
They, in a way, they were made to be anthems.
Yeah.
The band knew that by getting people to clap or to sing, we are the champions.
Yes.
We
Classic
will rock
song.
you.
We will rock you.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's that viewer engagement, wasn't it?
Yes.
The claps, the foot
Yes.
stomps,
Yeah.
those sort of iconic songs where there was slight pauses, so as that audience relaying back, Freddie and the rest of the Queen felt that energy from the audience. So.
Yes. And they also realised that the audience wanted to participate. Because you do, if you're at a concert, you want to clap, you want to stamp your feet. And they just took it one step further by getting them to join in the piece of music.
Very clever.
Yes.
At the time, you couldn't really see it, but now you can actually. Yes, because a lot of your tunes was clapping or stomping your feet or wanting to interact with you, and as you said, up until now, you play a Queen song now.
Oh yeah, it's sad.
We will rock you. I mean, you play that in the press. I mean, you turn that down for a few seconds when that chorus comes on. I mean, you literally hear everybody. So no.
Excellent. Thank you, Christine.
You're welcome, but I would recommend it.
Great. No, highly. So now we're going to move to G with his quiz, and again, just introduce that quiz. A couple of times, read it to the audience. We'll wait for when we wrap up to give the answers, and you're going to chat about your movie answers.
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay, my first question to the viewers. We have: what island is Jurassic Park on?
Ooh.
I didn't know this.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not the Isle of Wight.
You can imagine dinosaurs running around the Isle of Wight. T-Rex.
Maybe a few
T-Rex.
politicians.
Oh gosh, yeah, frightening people. The residents of Isle of Wight. So can you repeat that one for again?
What island is Jurassic Park on?
Wow. It's going to get the viewers thinking there.
Yeah. I'm sure someone will come up with the answer. Someone will come up with the answer.
What Jurassic Park?
The first one, wasn't it? First one.
Yeah, the first one.
It was made in the early 90s, wasn't it? So,
Yeah.
There's like 5 of them.
Yeah. Sorry, just reiterate. The first Jurassic Park.
Sorry. What island is Jurassic Park 1 on?
Yeah. Excellent. And moving on to your next one then, Jim?
Yeah, my next one is: on what date is the Frank Capra classic It's a Wonderful Life set?
Ooh.
Oh,
Wow.
I don't know.
It's a classic movie, I think.
That is a classic movie. It is, considering that, yes. I'm looking at my answers and I know that.
So could you repeat that for the...
Yeah, on what date is the Frank Capra, the C-A-P-R-A, classic It's a Wonderful Life set?
What day?
Oh,
Oh, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
On what date?
So these could be certain holiday dates, you know, specific dates in history. I don't know.
Special
days.
special days.
And that's
Special
the title of the
days, yeah.
film.
Production date?
No, what date? So
No,
it's,
no, just what date?
Yeah.
Just what date? Frank Camper classic. It's a Wonderful Life set.
Ah, yes.
You know, don't you? You know.
Have you got an idea?
You know.
Christy's got an idea.
Christine's got an idea. Okay then. Question 3. I think everyone will get this. Which singer starred in The Bodyguard?
Oh, I think everyone will get that. Which singer? Sorry.
Which singer? It's all right. Which singer starred in The Bodyguard? Most people might not get this. It might not.
I just didn't realise that Kevin Costner could sing. I was amazed. Doesn't suit a dress very well.
No.
Did you know a fun fact? Kevin Costner actually visited Croydon about 15 years ago. There's a famous camera shop in South Croydon, and there's a newspaper clipping of him outside the camera shop. And Kevin Costner, the bodyguard, comes to Croydon. Just so you know, residents of Croydon. You go down South Croydon way, you might see this shop and see Kevin Costner.
Is it Jepson's?
It's
the camera shop.
It's towards sort of Coombe Lane.
Oh, Coombe.
Reggie's a camera shop. So,
Oh right. Oh.
Okay.
It's been around for a little while.
Yeah. Alright, question 4. Aaron Sorkin. Aaron Sorkin, Sorkin, won an Oscar for writing what 2010 drama about the creation of Facebook?
Oh, very topical there.
Yes.
Say that again.
Aaron Sorkin won an Oscar for writing what 2010 drama about the creation of Facebook?
So what film effectively was it?
Well, yeah.
That's interesting. So
One
I would say the proof is in the pudding, but what?
Yeah.
There's a big clue there.
I just got that idea. That's very good. That's very good.
That's
You basically just giving them the answer.
I know you've done, but subtle clues, and
yes.
or obvious clues sometimes.
Maybe nobody noticed.
No, exactly. Just like with my James Bond one, I don't think anybody knows. And number 5, what is the first rule of Fight Club?
Oh, I know that one.
Actually, almost got an answer there. That's brilliant.
That's pretty good.
Oh, do you want to repeat that first one?
Okay, so we've got for Jurassic Park.
No, just the last one.
Oh, sorry. What is the first rule of Fight Club?
Thanks, G. That was really good.
Thank you.
So we're going to tally up. We're going to, as I say, with the answers, just write them on a piece of paper on your phone or whatever you have at hand. We'll please don't comment in your answers in the comments. Just wait till the end to tally up the scores when we read out the answers. And then G's going to wrap up with his film of choice. What have you got for us?
Right, my film of choice. I had many.
Yeah.
But I only had to come up with one because we'll be here all night.
Yeah.
So I came up with the film, which is a very good movie. So I come up with a film of Hidden Figures.
Okay.
And Hidden Figures is basically a movie that was set in the year 1961, and basically it was 3 very bright young black women were very good at maths, and basically what it was, they managed to get a job working for NASA, and at that time it was very hard for a black man or a black woman to get into any kind of job like that. But they managed to get in there, even though they was working for NASA, but they was still working in the office where they should have been a lot more higher. Anyway, the launch of Mercury, Mercury rocket in 1961 was taking place, and they basically needed somebody, because at that time there was predominantly men working in that sector, and with the calculations and everything else, and at that time everyone just thought the man knows best.
Yes.
And you know, and that's it. Anyway, there was a rocket that had to be pinpointed and obviously landing into the Pacific Ocean. And one of the men did his number and left it on a piece of paper. One of the ladies saw the number and knew that the number was wrong, and that would have missed the ocean, and it would have landed straight on to land. Anyway, she picked up a piece of paper, ripped it up, wrote down hers, put it down. Obviously, when that one went through, and the guy who done his first one, he took the credit, but he knew that wasn't right, because that was not his one. As much as he took the credit, very good actor, Kevin Costner, noticed that he couldn't have done it for whatever reason. I think it was because of the way how the figures were actually written. And when he did find out who it was, the lady, I believe her name was played by, I believe her name was played by Tardra Henson.
Okay.
Tardra Henson, I believe she was in a film, I think she was in Empire or something.
Cookie Line.
Oh, could it be?
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
It's Tardra, it's just her name's Cookie.
Okay.
And so she was the main character in this in the movie. And so basically the movie was about depression, of where they had to, how hard they had to fight to get to where they had to get to, and to be recognized, and basically just for the three of them, because they, as I said, they all worked in different departments in the NASA. So for them being recognized for their talent and being so highly intelligent, being a mathematician in that time, they managed to break down a lot of walls.
Yeah. So they had two hurdles really to overcome.
Yes. So they had the hurdle of their color of their skin, and then even just the hurdle of just being
male dominance within the workplace.
Trying to find equality.
The workplace, and then actually getting their voices heard, so that people, because at the end of the day, these were astronauts, and these were other important people putting their life into their hands. So they are looking on this, and as who is this person? Is this calculation right? Are we going to, who is this? I mean, can this person be trusted? So they had to go through a lot of that before they were fully trusted. But they did, and they made it. And as I said, it's a Fantastic movie if you haven't seen it.
I like the fact
check this
that
out.
regardless of how, as much sexism as was going on then, it came down to whoever can do it, let's just let the person do it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
No one wants to die, no one wants to risk their
No.
lives. If she can do it better than you, just give it to her.
Just give
Yeah.
it to her. I mean, like I said, it took them time before they actually opened the door to say, come in, let's, but when she did, and then even, it's quite funny because there's a part in the movie when Kevin Costner, she's standing out the door because the launch is going to go on, and she's standing outside the door. You've got all of the brain boxes in this big room now, waiting for the launch to go. She's standing outside, and she can hear the launch going down, and she just believes that they're not gonna listen to her, and she starts to walk away because she just feels that that's the norm. That's what they'll just take, and you won't get no credit for it. So she started walking away, and as she started walking away, Kevin Costner opened the door and said, "Where are you going?" And he called her back in and told her, and then she came in. When she came in, everybody was just looking at her and it was just all men, and everybody was just looking at her. And Kevin Costner said, "Do you think?" And that was the platform for her to say. That's a platform for him to let her know. Everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows that it's you who put down these coordinates.
Yeah.
The astronauts know that it's you. And there's another bit in it as well where one of the astronauts says, "Can you tell the lady? Can you tell her that I owe my utmost respect and thank you for getting us?" It's a really touching movie. So So yes, Hidden Figures, great movie. Watch it. Get back to us and let.
What would you rate it out of 5?
I would rate this movie. I would rate it 8 out of 10.
I'm good with Christine. Out of 5 already, 10.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay.
10 out.
I didn't want to give it too much of a. I didn't want to give it a 10 out of 10 because you might come back to me and say, "Oh."
No, because you see, I like action movies, but at the same time, if I watch a drama and it's like the concept is nice.
Yes, no, it's
It gets you in.
I watched it like 3 times.
Yeah, no, it's a good movie. I mean,
So it's highly recommended from all of us.
Highly recommended. Most definitely.
What was it, mate?
You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen the trailers, and after hearing you guys talk about it so favourably, I want to check this out.
Yeah,
It's one of those thought-provoking
Yeah.
ones that, as a drama, but about equality and breaking down barriers. And certainly,
And
I like the way that you said how Kevin Costner gave her the floor, so she took that and she rolled with it.
Yes.
The vote of confidence from astronauts. Lives are impacted by the mathematics, the coordinates.
Yes.
She was the right person for the job, right person,
Yeah.
not where irrespective of her race or her gender. So she was the
That's
right
not
person.
just crazy because she was black and she was a woman.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's
And she
really
had faith in herself.
in herself. No, it was.
Thank you, G. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
We're going to wrap it up now, just with. I'm just going to do a quick quiz, just a quick one, see what you get, and then we'll just. There's no pressure to get these ones in. Just, but we'll go with Christine and G's. But if anyone, this is an additional bonus thing. So, in what 1976 thriller does Robert De Niro famously say, "You darker than me"? Now everyone must know that one. Okay, that's quite an easy one. So, in what 1970 thriller does Robert De Niro famously say, "You talking to me"? Number 2. Who is the only Disney princess who was inspired by an actual person? So, who was the only Disney princess who was inspired by an actual person?
Can I say?
No.
No, we wait for the. See what you get. You got it, though. It's on the tip of your tongue.
I have one in mind. I don't know if it is
Yeah. So I get from Ola that he's a big action fan, so you probably get this one. Which movie features Bruce Willis as John McClane? And
I can tell you all of them.
I haven't even finished. In Los Angeles skyscraper on
Then you don't even know. You just need to stop at John McClane. That's it.
What you say, John McClane?
I told you these were easy.
It's the only one that can wear vests and look good.
Ah,
We're
see,
talking about that.
Sorry. I said just my opinion.
Which English actor won the 2014 Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in A Theory of Everything? So which English actor won in the 2014 Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in The Theory of Everything? That was number 4. Number 5. Oh, we're talking about Star Wars. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
What is Darth Vader's real name? What is Darth Vader's real name?
I know you did.
Oh!
Yeah, I know.
He was gonna get in.
Yeah, no.
So for all the Star Wars fans here, we did sneak a Star Wars win, so don't you?
Yeah.
All right. So what was Darth Vader's real name? That was our last one, and we're gonna go for the answers now to Christine for famous 7. Could you repeat the question and then give the answer, please? Thank you.
Right. You'll have to bear with me just a minute.
No
Just-
problem.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of that Darth Vader.
Question number 2, princes that was.
Oh yeah. So who is the only Disney princess who was inspired by an actual person? So who was the only princess who was inspired by a real person?
Okay, it might not be her.
Are you ready?
yes.
Thank you, Christine.
There's 7 James Bonds.
Ooh, so James Bond.
Sean Connery,
Huh?
David Niven.
David Niven.
David Niven?
David Niven, yes. I
Oh,
think
David
that
Niven.
may get 1 or 2 people. I've tried to print this as big as I can, sorry. George Lazenby.
Jules
George
Lazenby.
Lazenby, I think he was the one who only played it once.
Yes, and wasn't he the Cadbury man?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so. Yes. He was.
And he was the one that was married.
Yes.
His wife was killed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what she was mentioning earlier.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
He was the only one.
Yeah. He was
Roger
the only one.
Moore,
Roger
Yeah,
Moore.
Yeah.
Thank you.
who I think we again have lost this year.
Yes.
Yes, unfortunately so. Roger
Yeah.
Moore.
Timothy Dalton.
Yeah.
Dalton.
Which I
Yes.
thought he was one of the best ones. Really.
Yeah.
No.
No, I think I think Timothy Dalton plays it. He does. He plays it very well.
Oh, you jump to the James Bond. You see the Dwarves first. That was.
Oh no,
the first
Christy
question.
was going to do this, but I think she was. Do you want to finish this one off? Then we go to the dwarf
Yeah.
one. Is that all right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
It's all right.
It was basically 7 answers anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, was it
Pierce
Pierce
Brosnan,
Brosnan?
okay.
No, I think it was Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan.
Was it Pierce Brosnan?
That's actually the only James Bond that I know. Well, him and
You're
Sorry.
too young, or like.
him and actually no, I know the one from Goldfingers.
Oh.
I know Pierce, and then I know the guy that's doing it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who have we got for that? What John has said. Who's that?
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig, yes.
Does that complete the 7?
That's the
That's the
7
7.
James Bond.
That is the 7th, yes.
And you'd like the Dwarves.
Yes. 7 dwarfs.
Catherine says David Niven played Bond in the original Casino Royale.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you, Catherine.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
The original Catherine.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Casino Royale, yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that one there.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot you even played James Bond.
So the 7 Dwarves are Happy,
Happy.
Bashful,
Bashful.
Doc, who is the one I couldn't get,
Doc.
Doc.
I
Oh.
can't remember Doc.
Sleepy,
Sleepy, yeah.
Sneezy,
Sneezy.
Sneezy.
Grumpy,
Grumpy, yes.
Grumpy.
and Dozy.
Dozy. Oh, excellent.
Ah, so silly.
Have we got time? Do we got time? I'm going to read the answers to
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. Have I missed one? I've got ahead of myself.
Hey, poor Elizabeth Taylor, she's been married 7
Oh,
times.
yes.
She
Yeah.
deserves some
She deserves a mention, yes.
Yes, she does. Excuse me. Okay, 7 husbands. I think these are in order of marriage as well. Conrad Hilton. And I think he's of the Hilton family.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, you mentioned distinguished.
Michael Wilding,
Michael Wow.
who I think is an actor.
Okay.
Michael Todd,
Michael Todd.
and I think he's an actor.
Yes.
I'm sure somebody in La La Land will tell us. Eddie Fisher, and I think Eddie Fisher was a singer.
Okay, he sounds like one.
Yep.
And the man she famously married twice,
Yes, was
Richard Burton.
That's the one.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
That's not well.
Yeah. That's the guy who married twice.
John Warner,
John Warner.
and I don't really know anything about him, but she must have been getting towards the end of her tether.
Yes. Yeah.
She was a her husband. What that was number?
That was number 6.
Number 6.
Yeah.
And the last one, which I think was her Toy Boy era, Larry Fortinsky.
Larry Fortinsky.
I'm sure I can still see pictures of him with the curly blonde hair.
Okay. Thank you for that, Christine. That was really entertaining. Seven answers and 7 questions. Really
There's
good.
3 questions.
Yeah, 3 questions, but quite a full list there. Thank you, Christine. That was wonderful.
Very good.
I'm going to wrap up my quick questions and answers to my quiz earlier. In what 1976 thriller does Robert De Niro famously say the word "you talking to me"? It was Taxi Driver. So we got that one. Did you guys get that?
I just got the first word.
Really?
Oh,
you can tell I was very young.
Different phrases, what?
That's an iconic, the famous scene where he's in the mirror.
Yes.
He's, having a pretty much an interesting conversation with himself.
He's talking to me.
Yeah. Number 2, we was talking about this one. Who is the only Disney princess who was inspired by an actual person?
Well,
What do you think?
when I first heard it, I said I've thought of Pocahontas.
Yeah, right. Pocahontas. Is it? Yeah, Pocahontas.
wow.
A real person. Well done, dude. Hey. Gee. Okay. And I didn't even finish the question before Ola knew who it was. So what film it was? Which movie? The lights have gone on.
It's fine. I think it's because we sit.
Hold on, Facebook family.
Facebook
Hold
family.
on.
Look back, yeah. Oh, it's fine.
Hey.
Yeah.
Now that was a special effect. It was there. Action movie there with the lights going off.
That would have to happen.
It would have to happen.
Yeah,
But
for our first time being on Facebook Live.
He was going to do his Bruce Willis impersonation.
Yeah.
That's it. Going
He was going to put his
outside.
vest on and certainly do his thing. So, which movie features Bruce Willis as John McClane as a New York police officer?
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Die Hard. Yes.
Have you seen them all, Ola?
Yes, at least 2 times. At least.
Brilliant movies, great franchise. I mean, Bruce Willis, that's one of his iconic roles,
Yeah.
and he just was fantastic.
Samuel L. Jackson's the one of the best.
Yeah.
One for me.
Number 4, which English actor won the 2014 Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in The Theory of Everything? Christian?
Is that to do with Stephen Hawking?
Yes. A British actor. He's been in a few.
So I've seen that movie.
I think we've all seen it. Brilliant movie. Great prediction of Stephen Hawking's head. Eddie Raymond.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Redmond.
yes.
Redmond.
Yes.
Redmond, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
And to all our Star Wars fans out there, one of the most iconic movie, villains or certainly characters, Darth Vader. What was his real name?
In the movie or?
In the movie.
Skywalker.
It was Skywalker. So what was his Anakin Skywalker? Good stuff. So, have we got some feedback there, Ola, from many answers from our members?
Catherine got the Richard Burton from the husband, but she was hoping it counted for 2 points, but it's only 1.
Only 1?
Odette named all 7 dwarves.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, I think the other ones are still coming in because we kind of have them.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Well, whilst that's come in, I just wanted to say a big thank you, first of all, to Christine for coming in today.
Yeah, we still got G's question.
Yeah, if you wanna. Yeah.
Oh yeah, have you? Sorry. G, yes,
You wanna finish, say, or?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys first of all, and then G's going to wrap up with his answers, please. But just once again, thank you for coming in,
You're welcome.
Christine and G.
Thank you.
And
No
G,
problem.
share us those answers, please.
Okay. Answers are. Oh, first question. What island is Jurassic Park on?
Oh yeah, no, I don't know that one.
I kind of knew, so.
I don't know. But this is, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, is Isla Nublar.
Isla Nublar.
Isla Nublar.
Isla Nublar Island.
Do we know this one? Isla Nublar Island.
I believe all the Jurassic Parks were like the first one obviously was set on there, but then the ones that have featured that island possibly have featured.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't the Isle of Wight as we thought.
And question 2. On what date is the Frank Capra classic It's a Wonderful Life set? Anybody?
No, I don't know that one as well.
I think it's.
Christine?
No.
I thought you knew
Is
this
it-
one, yeah.
Is it Christmas?
Is it Christmas what?
Oh, Christmas what? Christmas Eve?
It is Christmas Eve.
Yay!
It's Christmas Eve.
Get one
Well done.
right, there we go.
Did you just guess?
I'm just thinking about a holiday, like a date, and I just think Christmas. It's got
Christmas.
coming up soon.
It had to be one of them.
Yeah.
It couldn't just be Christmas. I mean,
Yeah, it's a technical term. Christmas Eve.
And okay, so which singer starred in The Bodyguard?
Oh, I knew this.
Famous song.
Whitney.
Excellent.
Yeah, what they used to.
Excellent. Well, I should have said surname.
Houston.
Okay. Yeah, because it could have been Whitney anyway. And question 4. So Aaron Sorkin won an Oscar for writing what 2010 drama at the creation of Facebook?
The Mark Zuckerberg one. What's the name? Is it that one?
Did it have Justin Timberlake in it? Or was it?
No.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was in it.
It's the Facebook one where the guy was in high school.
Social network.
And then he dropped.
Social network.
Yeah, that's the name.
Social network. Well,
I used to think the movie was called Facebook.
Oh yeah, but that's what gets you. It's a
I
bit
really thought the movie was called Facebook.
It's what we're using. Facebook Live.
and question
Yeah,
5,
last one.
which I know Ola's going to get this one.
Which one?
What is the first rule of the Fight Club?
You don't talk about Fight Club.
Oh, excellent.
That was good. That was
Oh,
good.
that's
That was
brilliant.
good.
So, just to wrap up, please like, share, and comment. And once again, thank you to Ola for doing the comments. Brilliant, as always. Ola. To Christine for coming in, sharing your quiz, your reviews. Christine.
Well
And
done.
to G.
Thank
G
you.
for his first time here on
My
Facebook
first time.
Live. Your movie, that's looking good though. I want to see
Yeah.
that. And,
Yeah, no.
these questions were great.
Yeah, no, definitely. As I said, yeah, watch it. It is a good movie. It's not that long. It's not, one of those drawn out
Yeah.
3-hour movies.
When did it come out, G?
I believe.
2016.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
more popular.
Yeah, 2016. So it's it's a good movie. So
Quickly, this was the first question.
Yeah.
Can you guys suggest any movies for people during this Christmas to watch? Just
Oh
any
yeah.
movie you think is good. Go.
that's
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody. We've got. If you're a fan of the Pixar movies, there's a great Toy Story 4 has come out. Toy Stories.
Toy Story 4.
If you want to watch a good comedy, I say a good comedy, but it's a comedy but serious kind of movie. If you like courtroom films, My Cousin Vinny.
Oh yeah.
Very good film. Have you seen it? It's funny. Yeah. If you want, especially now, like how we're in these troubling times, a good movie. If you want to have a laugh, My Cousin Vinny, I recommend it.
I'd recommend also Eddie Murphy in Trading Places. Brilliant movie, 1980s. Excellent. Just a lot of fun. Just brilliant. Brilliant story.
Bridget Jones film.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
They're good. Feel good factor films.
Feel good and light-hearted. It's always good.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Next week.
Yeah, next week. So next week we'll be on being creative with dance. So it might be entitled Dance Tips with Odette, but we will be joined by Odette and possibly Murray next week. So we're just going to do some loose sort of basic moves around being physical, and being able to use dance in a creative way around the season of autumn. So there's going to be a little bit, there's a dance move there, I like that. So it'll be just the three of us with an interaction. We're going to lead with a poem that I wrote inspired by autumn. So it's a 4-part poem. So we might do an interactive dance with part 1 to 3. And then all of us in the room will get together. And then we'll play some music inspired by autumn. That is royalty-free. And will be a short sort of 2 to 3 minute pieces of music that engages us. So we're going to teach you some basic moves around dance. So that could be what you're capable of and what you feel comfortable with. So please go at your own pace. Have some loose clothing for next week, a bottle of water beside you, and we're going to take some regular breaks throughout it. So it's going to be a lot of fun just to sort of celebrate autumn and being creative with dance with myself and Odette and a special guest. So thank you once again to Ola, Gigi and Christine. I've been your host. Oh yes, do we have any scores, any live updates on the scores there?
They didn't give us, but I think it will probably be Maxim or Adele or Catherine.
Oh wow.
So
kind of a ties there going on. Well, thank you very much, guys. And we will see you
soon.
See you soon. Take care.